It ain't in. You see?
You lie.
Okay.
I'm not using that.
Okay.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, bless up. Good morning, y'all. Let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat. Brother Lawrence, how you doing? I appreciate you hitting that like anyway, man. Appreciate that. Hey, my Renaissance, how you doing? I'm loving that soap still. Every day usage. Unbiased, how you doing?
Hi, David.
What's going on, Unbiased?
Hi, my Renaissance grandma. Hi, Brother Lawrence.
King
Hi,
David.
Unbiased.
What's going on,
Hi,
y'all?
Cheryl. I guess he gonna put me in the camera.
I'm waiting for you to scoot over. I'm just trying to get close to you.
Scoot over where?
Not away from me. I mean, it would make sense to scoot up a little bit closer to me.
I really can't move.
Well, maybe you just need to sit in my lap.
Okay.
You need to try some things.
To handle all this. It's the question.
My lap been handling it. But don't get. Hey, this Sunday morning.
It's Sunday morning. It's a Christian champ. Hey y'all. Hey everybody.
What's going on? Desi girl, how you doing?
Hi, Samitra Thomas. How are you doing?
Just a little bit more. What's warm? I like saying it like that. What's warm? What's warm?
How's it going, guys?
Yeah, we got an overcast day finally. I think we're gonna get some rain. Welcome to Eco Nation News. News that you may or may not be able to use, right? Right? But
be rich.
Hey, what's up, Be Rich? Much blessing, man. Sit on Gigi. Hey, Gigi looking good in her little outfit right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get next to her. You know what I'm saying?
My smart.
Yeah, shoot. What? Only fans on that one right there.
Hey. Look, you better stop playing that because it's a market out there.
Get this thing started. You know what I'm saying?
It's a market out there for what I'm rocking. Okay, stop playing. Woo. Y'all tell him he better stop playing.
I need that mosquito spray.
Hey, Boss Hog, how you doing? Daisy girl, hello. How are you doing?
Boss Hog. How y'all doing this morning? It's another beautiful beginning of a week, and look how fast time is moving, y'all. Y'all see how fast time is moving? There's nothing you can do about it. That's not gonna stay. You already know that. Get your tripod and hold it.
I'm good.
Yeah, it's July, and we're almost at what we call the center. The end of this week will be the middle of July. Would y'all believe it? Already the middle of July. I don't know what's going on with time, but it is moving. So let's go over some highlights on the news. So Sean, you hear him in the background. He always like to go first. Sean, let's talk about egg production. Since Sean has come in to the coop and we combine the chicken into one coop, how do you feel the egg production has been? Has it increased or decreased or been static?
I need to go over there and look because I felt like it may have decreased a little bit. Oh, especially the first.
We got rain.
Uh-oh.
We just set up and now we got rain.
Especially the first, I think the first 2 days. Oh, it's really.
Yeah. So
this is Florida. This is Florida.
This
is what happens.
I got a whole setup, y'all.
All right.
And I'm going to have to break this thing down. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I like that. Look at them girls when they hey, give me a sec. Give us a sec, y'all.
I'm going to go and let this out.
Yeah, go ahead and let that out. We might have to transition to inside. If you don't,
I think it's going to be fast.
Okay. I see blue clouds. I see blue skies a little bit. I'm going to slide this over. Y'all bear with us. Give us a sec. I wish we had some music to play for you. Just give us a second, okay? I'm a Southern style cowboy. All right, let's see what we got here, y'all. Okay, still got rain coming. You you're gonna have to put that broom down sometime. I'm serious. You're getting to the part where you're getting a little OCD-ish with that thing. I'm starting to wonder, are you okay? I will break it down to quadrants of the day. So many sleeps per day. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Got a little rain coming. What's up, Led? Been spending time with family. I've been peeping. Man, I hope you've been doing good, man. I need this guy. Hey, we bringing it, man. We're gonna try to take us to another level, y'all. We just want to bring joy. We want to bring peace, right? And that's what we want to do, y'all. I got caught in the chicken coop. The rain got me soaked. Yeah, that rain comes and goes. And here in the beautiful state of Florida, it always comes and it always goes. And it's something to just be expected, right? It's just one of them things. As Keith Sweat said, it's just one of them things that you got to get used to. Oh, yeah.
Right. Hey,
yeah,
y'all.
let's try to do this again. We might need some light up underneath this thing. Can y'all see us?
Let me see.
Because, you know, I'm fairly blessed
okay, so
with the
this
sun.
is how we look.
Okay, that's not bad. I've been worse. Yeah.
Mm.
I don't mind, but I just don't want y'all to just see my eyes and my teeth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, we good. We good.
Okay.
All right. All right. I'm gonna need that rain.
Hey, Cassandra. How you
Cassandra,
doing?
how you doing? South Fulton Garden.
What's up in this thing?
Green
hey,
grass
Greengrass
Grove.
Grove.
What's
How you
going
doing?
on? What's going on?
Who else in here? Hey, G
Just one of them
Mama.
things. You feel me
Hey,
on that?
Lead Farmer.
You feel me on that? Keith Sweat. You don't know nothing about that Keith Sweat unbiased. You don't know nothing
You're
about
too
that.
young
You're
for
too
that.
young for that.
Unbiased.
You must been sleep on the couch
You
when
know
that
about
was
that
playing.
grown folk business.
You know how they used to put the children when they taking a nap, put them down on the couch, and then be playing the music, and while the music playing in the background. All right, so we was talking about egg production, right?
Yeah, so we had I think initially when we first moved them, can y'all hear the fan in the back
Oh yeah,
in the background?
I put the fan on the last time.
Let us know if y'all can hear the fan in the background because we
loud
really
last time.
you could probably turn it down to the lowest.
Okay.
And then let us know before we continue because we want to make sure that the video sound is good as well. So
hey G Mama.
Let us know.
Y'all let us know. Everything
sounds
good. Cool.
No
Thank
fan.
you.
Okay.
Nah, okay.
I can't hear that out.
Perfect.
Okay. What's up, Liz?
So these
right.
what we have is the egg production. So you saying that
the first couple of days, I think because something was going on like with pecking order or whatever, and the so I definitely know that the black hoppers on the first couple of days they didn't lay any, but then I started seeing their eggs. Okay. Their eggs, y'all, are very, very distinctive. So there's literally no way to get their eggs mixed up with everybody else's because the black copper marrons, their eggs are deep dark brown. Yeah. So and some of them they'll even almost look like a copper color. Yeah. Like seriously, just kind of depending on which one lays them. One of the things that I noticed is that y'all remember Cray Faye? So we used to always like look at the different eggs and see like what was different about each egg because that's going to tell you like, you know, the different hens that were laying. All of them have unique eggs. So when we first had just the black coppers, we had one that just had like freckles. And one of them just looked like freckles. And then another one was mostly smooth, just brown, you know, straight, deep brown. And then the other one was brown, but it was always scratched. And ever since, I was like, who is scratching up these doggone eggs like this? Like, is you got something up in there that, like, is it tight?
No, it's to the
Like
feet,
what's
man.
going
Yeah,
on?
it'll be straight, solid straight
And
like
scratching.
that. Yeah.
Like, is it just, And so, um, ever since Crayfay has been gone, there have been no scratched black copper eggs. So I was like, yeah,
The darker the
the
better.
darker the better. What?
Sound like Tupac, don't it? Sound like Tupac. The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Eggs are like
So
people, all different.
they
Yeah,
are
yeah,
all
yeah.
different. And so up here you can see all the differences between the eggs. They are different sizes. Some of them will come out slightly different shaped. Um, just all types of stuff. So sorry.
So let me ask you a question. David made me think about something. He said, all the eggs are different. What?
Okay, go ahead.
All the eggs are different.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Nothing.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Go ahead.
So all the eggs are different, but they're still eggs, right?
They're still eggs.
They all individual. They got different colors, different textures. They got different flavors.
Yeah.
They got different attributes, but you can still tell it's an egg.
Yeah, you can still eat it.
You can still eat it,
Yeah.
and you can still tell it's an egg.
Yeah.
And then your diet, the diet has something to do with it. Like when we change our
Absolutely.
feed, like our second set of chickens, they were used to like table food, and they were used to scraps, and they had these large corn kernels. So we got them off of that corn. I mean, nothing wrong with corn, but we like to mix up the diet. We bring in vegetables. They didn't eat no vegetables. And now I found one yesterday actually starting to eat some, because what I like to do, I like to get chickweed out the yard. We all grab different weeds and different variety of that's how we introduce our black Morans to be used to eating all the wide varieties of the vegetation out here. And then we try different vegetation. What works better? They love chickweed no matter what time of the day, when. Milkweed sometimes. Dandelion.
Milkweed?
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
gave him
give a
some.
milkweed before.
I gave him a little milkweed,
Okay.
and I just let it dangle. And I did see the mix, the Rhode Island red mix. They did eat a little bit of that. But he just said where I was trying to go, but we all the same inside, right?
Amen.
And Bro Lawrence, I've been watching your videos on you and the chickens, man. And I see it. I know you can't, once you interact with these chickens, you just sit back and watch. Not just chicken. This is what I would like to do one day. I would like to go on a tour. I would like to have us to meet on a tour at some special places with some gators, with some birds,
Here you go with these
with
gators.
some ducks. I got this special place that I'd love to take you all. And then we just sit back and we just observe. And then we have some conversations just about the wildlife and what happens. And like birds, you got pecking order, you got social skills, you got a lot of different things. These pups out here, we already got one. The smallest pup is establishing its dominance. I'm calling him a Sioux. A Sioux. So a Sioux is the dominant one. And next time I'll let y'all know the second one. I already got the name, but I want y'all to stay in, and I want y'all to come back, and I'll let you know what's the second one name. A Sioux is the all black tail. So how we make the distinction? One has a marking, like his tail is dipped in white paint at the tip. That's the one that is the more milder, more not as aggressive. And I don't like to use that word aggressive. Not as rambunctious. It's more calmer demeanor.
Just by a hair.
Now, I'm not talking about. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that they just like lasses sitting in your lap. They do not like lap, and that's something I really didn't want to do anyway. I don't want a dog jumping up all the time and just doing that. Now they're kids. One got just on Eco News. I didn't want to, but one did get 2 fingers to the nozzle, and it was caught up in his feelings, but it was pulling on my pomelo. And one thing I cannot
jumping up and breaking the pomelo.
And I got some shorts. Y'all check out my Instagram, Eco Neighbor. I just dropped a short, and I'm gonna drop another one in YouTube about my pomelo. I got one pomelo hanging and holding on. And since I bought the pomelo, it had probably what when we got that pomelo, we had about 3, 4, 5, but it's one more hanging on, and it made it through the winter.
Mhm.
And this is the survival pomelo.
Mhm.
I cannot wait to crack open that pomelo. Hopefully, y'all keep y'all finger crossed and keep Pam in y'all prayers. Make sure that we can harvest this pomelo. It probably won't happen to in the dead of winter. That's the crazy thing.
Mhm.
We've been duped to believe that plants, and this is where I'm going. I hate to just run into it, but I want to jump into it. We have been duped to believe packets, to believe what people say about growing our vegetables and fruits.
Mhm.
We have been duped because I think those packages are designed for the best or the most mass success in growing, but it does not define the limitations of that vegetable and that fruit. And the same thing about our lives. We watch people go to college. We say you go to college, you go to the military, you go get a job, you go do this. But just like David just said about the eggs, we are all individuals, but in somewhat we are still the same. So the encouragement and the conversation today is not to lead people astray, but understand you can't define what a plant or what an animal gonna do. There are standards. Don't get me wrong. And if you're in certain zones and you're trying to grow a certain plant or animal, you may have to do a little bit more care if it's not designed for that area. But do not put limitations on what you grow. Do not put limitations on what you grow. The key is take it day by day, be diligent, be patient, take a look at it, and observe and watch and understand there's adversities. If something doesn't like soggy soil and your yard has a lot of soggy soil, create a condition where it can flourish. Hint, hint, people. Right? If you in a neighborhood, you in an area and are watching this transition of people, it's nothing for people to pull out something on Instagram, on this YouTube, on all this social media, and understand these people are walking around in your neighborhoods, your stores, your churches, your synagogues, everywhere. We are getting more relaxed. And the Westerns, time is just a cycle. We're going right back to the old Western age, right? And people are fleeing big cities. People with a conscience or a mind or desire to live. We're watching these rural areas where we got tags from all over the country, where people are now buying land in places that they wouldn't ordinarily buy. And we're watching things change in such a dramatic fashion that what are we going to do to prepare with these adversities and how are we going to adjust? Because you can't put limitations on how you grow and you develop as an individual the same way with plants. So what we've noticed is, for example, I watch you YouTube content creators. Whatever y'all are growing, and I said this years ago, whatever y'all growing in zone 5A, I'm thinking about that during my winter, right? What you growing in 4A during your summer, during your summertime, your springtime, that's what I try to grow down here. You all have taught me so much in your different regions and your different areas on how to care for and what to do through snow, through frost. We experienced 17 degrees down here, unheard of. And it was in the teens for over 1 week. Totally unheard of. And almost every single citrus that we counted out, guess what happened?
Oh, we back, baby.
Bam! I'm just saying. Don't touch it. Leave it in the ground.
Yes.
Understand we are stewards and we don't control a goddamn thing. For real, for real. What we can do is observe and try to help and assist because we don't control this stuff out here called nature. Nature controls itself. Nature knows what it needs to do. You know, when situations, and it's funny, I remember during the crack days, I would spend my summers in Miami. I ain't talking about Miami South Beach. I'm talking about Overtown, Liberty City. If you know anything about Carroll City, if you know anything about Miami, and you know what we used to do during the crack era, because during the crack era, it was nothing for people to come rob you. I ain't talking about the dope fiends. I'm talking about it was like a lawless type area where it was sections in Overtown where they just didn't come, right? They just didn't come. It's not the same Overtown that you see now. You go now and you see palm trees, all that crazy stuff. No, but we had certain times of the day that we could come out. And certain times of the day, certain people would come out at a certain times of the day. So early in the morning was your calmer times where if you had to go shopping, or you had my great aunts, they lived down there. And so we would go out. And when I stayed with my great aunts and stuff, we would go out early in the morning around daybreak, right? And we'll do all the shopping, we'll do everything like that. And then guess what we'll do? Around midday, we'll end up getting something to eat and coming back home. And during the heat of the day, we would be at the house. Just before it gets dusk, where it cools down, we would go back outside, we would play, do whatever we need to do. But just on the edge of the darkness, when the street lights came on, we went back into the house. You know what these plants did? It got colder than the mud. They weren't designed for this. These citrus weren't designed for this temperature. They went to sleep.
They clouded in the chat.
What's going on? Come on, let's go to the
got
chat.
to be David Corey.
Come on, what David?
Brother Lawrence even.
What's up? What's up? Y'all cutting up in the chat. What y'all cutting up? Let's go to the chat. Let's go to the chat. I'm sorry. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Give me what's going on.
David said, Eco, I don't mean to distract you, but if I may, brother, your skin look like it's getting smoother. Is that
well, it's a combination.
Brother Lawrence came in and said, David, he got that glow today.
So let me be transparent. You mind if I be transparent with people, right? Because I hopefully this is going to help somebody, right? Okay. So we got a couple things going on, right? We got the soap for sure. We know the soap, all natural soap. Y'all check out. I want to call him Miss V.
That's what I call Miss V, my Renaissance grandma.
My Renaissance grandma. Check her out, hands down. Nice soap, hands down. Right. Number two. Y'all seeing me fresh shaved, you know what I'm saying? Y'all seeing the Monday morning eco, right? To go into work eco. So I got up this morning, I went and I shaved, right? Another thing, I washed my face. I wasn't walking around out here digging and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you seeing the fresh eco. All right. It's all good. But at the same time, I'm killing the water game. Yes, so all last week, I went on intermediate fast. I was hitting it like 36 hours of fasting and then when I went back to eat, I didn't go crazy. Like lettuce, fresh.
Well, you water fasted for 48 hours, didn't you? Can you turn the fan so I can get some instead of just
I didn't know you weren't getting them. That's the reason why it's out here. I ain't too proud to sweat.
Look, I'm listening.
Too proud to be.
I'm listening too.
Yeah. You ain't supposed to change now.
But yeah, you did.
You gonna run? I'm gonna pounce you down. Go out there and run a little bit.
You did 48 hours.
Yeah. So we're not talking about fasting, but we can talk about fasting. I hear my voice in the fan. So
it's the Eco Neighbor channel. We can talk about.
We talk about whatever we want to. Y'all, please listen to me. Eco has been out of order, right? He's been kind of like pulling on that bottle a little bit, right? Drinking on that can a little bit. He need to reset. So guess what he did? He water fast, right? Every time I feel like I'm going, whether I'm eating too much sugars, whether I'm doing not right by my health or whatever, look how you looking. I can always say every time when I'm like, you're going too deep. I ain't going that deep.
No, you're not going too deep.
But I'm hoping what I'm finding out through my emails and through different people, every time Gigi cringe, I get confirmation that I'm helping somebody. And I get confirmation that there's a connection to my life and their life. So I'm hoping through this process that it will be used as a benefit. But if it's held up against me, I'm the same person. Whether you see me on the street or whether you see me on YouTube, it's the same. It's a continuum. It's nothing different. You know what I'm saying?
Same OG.
No,
Same
ain't
old
no G.
eco.
No, same old eco. Don't get it twisted. Ain't nothing genuine like that by me. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm consistent, baby. It's the same. It's the same eco. So let's one thing that if you are considering you feeling thuggish, you feeling like the testosterone is about to bust out you, you feel like you ready to just bite somebody's head off, you might need the detox. You know what I'm saying? You feeling all sick, your stomach bloated. You know, y'all don't see it, but Eco ain't got that stomach sitting out there like that right now, you know. And for men, for the fellas, having a flatter stomach adds to your yeah, yeah.
You weren't supposed to see that.
Yeah, you get that little deeper. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, hey, that water fast can break that thing down. An inch can do a lot. An inch of this will do wonders, you know, just getting that thing to smooth out right there. But anyway, when you talk about purity of mind, you talk about purity
She
of
fell, I'm gone.
hey, when you talking about purity of mind though,
I
for
got a
real.
pool stick, Auntie Bear.
And when you talking about purity of just freedom, because some people you don't think about the food, the chemicals, the stuff that's in the air. Even if you getting vegetables from a store, they spray them, and even if you wash them off, even if you soak them in vinegar and Dawn, it's still embedded into just like skin. It's an organ, right? So what you can do to help yourself detoxify is take some intermediate fasting and start off slow. Just say at 6 or 7 o'clock, I'm going to stop eating, right? I'm going to stop eating, you know, at 6 or 7 o'clock. And then in the morning, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait to probably about 8 o'clock, right? So how many hours is that? You stop at 6.
Shoot, that's
like
like 14 hours right there.
Right there, you
And
did
then
an intermediate fast.
if you go to noon
Or 10, just say you go to 10. You can bust a 20 hour, right? And before you know it, you do it a few times, you'll be like, but drink water. Just drink water. Yeah, it's gonna be inconvenient. You got to get up, use the bathroom. And if you get a little woozy, I'm not no doctor, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, now, some medications you can't fast, y'all. If you own medications, you're doing medication, you can't fast. I'm not promoting this, but in order for me to get off of blood pressure medicine, whatever, it's a couple of things. I have to hit some herbs. I have to eat my celery, do a high intake on celery. I have to do some cilantro, high intake on cilantro, and then water fasting. And man, my blood pressure go just down, 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 and then I can regulate it. But if I'm out here just living, going to a restaurant every day, going and just living the life and doing whatever, my blood pressure just goes through the roof, right? So if I focus, and this when we talked about before about consistency, staying focused, and just staying motivated and being disciplined, man, if I could just do that and be consistent with it, man, my life would improve in so many ways. In so many ways. So this girl says, that is so true. That is so true. Detox is good. People, please, 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 like, I don't care if it's like once or twice a year. Pick a time whether you, even if you've never done it, you know, maybe take some days off or take in between a good holiday, and just, especially wintertime, for me, it's very easy for me to fast because of the fact of there's not a lot going on. If it's real cold, I'm not going outside. But some people can't handle that because now all they got to do is focus on the fast. Some people do better when they're real active. But be careful because this heat and the sun will impact you. You have to slow down if you're fasting. You can't do everything that you normally do. You have to pace yourself. It doesn't mean you can't do the things, but if you go out, you work, you go to a gym, and you want to do a strong 45, you might need to trim it down to 15, 20 minutes. But listen to your body because, as King David said, we all individuals. So what's going on? Life after 77. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning.
How are you?
Corn silk flowers, lower blood pressure. I haven't tried
Yes,
corn
corn
silk.
silk.
I need to check that out.
Just make you a quick tea with
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's what he say. He said the tea is the bomb, man. Focus. Yes, it works. Focus on anything, y'all. Now, wait a minute. We got off the subject. Gigi, are y'all still there in overalls?
Are you sitting there in your overalls, dropping your forehead with the coolest door hat in the world on? Girl,
Nah, I ain't looking better than Gigi, Dave. I ain't looking better than Gigi. Don't put that out there. You make it hard for a brother, man. No. Gigi, you the bomb. Right, you go plant. What if it? Yeah, you know, going back to the plants though, y'all. Don't give up on your plants.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, a lot of people talk about we getting ready to transition because y'all know it's July. It's almost mid-July. And then we got to start getting prepping for our fall gardens. Yeah, we need to start talking about it right now. A lot of people are getting ready to transition as we hit September, as we hit October. It'll be here before you know it. Some people want to start certain plants from seed. Do not get so ambitious that in these hot temperatures, because we're not at the end of the summer. Just wait a little bit, prep everything, get everything ready, and don't go too fast because what'll happen is sun will burn and scorch your fall pre-garden seedling. So be patient, be patient, and let's make sure we get through this summer. Now they're saying around Eco Nation, the weather people are saying that we're going to get some very intense storms. A lot of people may be wondering, what in the world are y'all going to do? Y'all in a RV, Florida, hurricanes. What do you do? Let's talk about some things that we do to prep ourselves because it's quite different between when we had our home and now we're out here. So last year, just to let you all know, I wanted to experience a hurricane in the RV.
I did not.
Yeah. So Lil Gigi and Gigi, they left me.
Yes, we did.
And I want to tell you, I don't know if y'all remember what's my boy, the comedian, one of the greatest comedians of all time.
Bernie Mac.
No.
Come on.
Richard Pryor.
Oh, okay, you're going back.
Do y'all remember, some of y'all, this for the old school old heads. There was a movie where Richard Pryor was in this trailer, and his trailer was doing like this in the trailer. If y'all remember that, put some thumbs up. That's fine.
I'm too young. I'm too young. I don't remember.
Those of y'all that remember that, those of y'all remember that, put some thumbs up in the chat. Let me see if anybody remember that, because you know we had a time. That's what that hurricane did, right? That hurricane, it rocked this RV, but it didn't rock it as bad as I thought it would. You know, the tornadoes are the big thing, you know, but the trees, they were bending and flexing. We got a lot of pine trees around here, and it was intense. I would tell you, I was at a point where it was like I knew I couldn't leave, but then I was like, what happens? I said in my brain, if this things get picked up, what would I do and how would I try to protect myself? So the first thing I thought about is ball up in a ball. And then I thought about underneath the mattress, slide up underneath the mattress we have like a compartment. And then I was thinking about slide up. Oh Lord, somebody's saying something because she just cheating. Probably David, King David, I already know. But I would slide up in between them, right? Hey, Brenda Allen. How you doing, LT? So I was thinking about all the strategies. And what are you thinking? What's some of your thoughts about hurricane preparedness?
Oh, well, you know, we have family that's close by. So that's what I did the last time, you know, when he didn't want to leave. I was just like, out, gone. So went to our family, and that's where, you know, we stayed. Also, one of the times where it was like really the middle of the night, we couldn't get in contact with the family. So we just went to a hotel and we stayed there. So we kind of sort of got family in several family members in driving distance. So
Yeah, yeah,
we could easily just like jump and leave. Even when a strong hurricane was coming when we were living in the house, we did the same
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
We would jump and we would go further up north.
Because God forbid we would be without lights for 7 whole
7 whole
days.
days.
We would be without lights for 7 whole days.
7
What would we
days.
do? Oh
And
my
it's
gosh.
crazy.
All we had was one generator. I didn't even know whether we were going to get ourselves together. Man, I be listening to these people at my job. Man, I'm like, 7 days, really? 7 days? What, wasn't that Tony Braxton? 7 whole days,
Yeah.
7 whole nights. Not without you. And I'm like, get real. Y'all went to Costco and stocked up. You ate, you had barbecues and everything else. What was the problem? It's an everyday life. It's an everyday life of being without power. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Nikki. Shout out to Nikki. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things, right? So
Yeah.
so now we're gonna invite some people to say, hey, tell us about either one or two things. I want to invite some people up. Either tell us what are you doing to prepare yourself for these storms that may be arising or for a power outage. And the other thing that I want, if you can, tell us about, have you had or are you experiencing situations where you feel like giving up on the plant or you feel like giving up maybe homesteading or gardening. So let's talk about it. And then, or if you have some success stories on where you feel like, hey, I given up, but now I see where I shouldn't get given up, and I'm glad I didn't give up. So I'm inviting. What's up? The experience with Sassy. What's going on?
Hi, Sassy.
How you
How are you
doing?
doing? I
Miss
just dropped the link in the chat. If
How you
anybody
doing?
just wants to come up
Just
and,
come
and
up and
chill out
talk
with us,
to us. You know,
talk to us. Let
I'm
us know
trying to
what you got
incorporate
going
an
on.
eco news where we have a section where we bring up some people and we talk about some of the eco news and we talk about some of the topics that we're talking about. So if you all want to come up, y'all click the link. The link is in the chat. Click the link and we'll bring you on up. So we look forward to talking to you all. But yeah, during those times, you have to be prepared. So will we take this RV and take it to a safe spot? No, not doing that. It depends on,
Maybe, but maybe though.
I don't know. I think about, the storms, during that time of the storm, you need to be agile. You know what I'm saying? Now, probably if we were full timing, right? If we were full timing, far as no obligations like a job or anything like that, where we were here at homesteading and we had 2 or 3 days ahead of the storm where we could pack everything, yeah, we will move. I think we will move everything, like the RV and stuff. But most of the time, we're working, and it's not until they declare the state of emergency. It's not until they shut down offices, and then we have the time. By that time,
It's too late.
it's too late.
It's too late to
It's too
leave.
late.
And this is also another reason that we have to have stuff ahead of time. You
Yeah.
know, it's important to go ahead and be prepared beforehand.
Mhm.
Because typically we'll get to noontime and the storm is supposed to hit at like 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll have, you know,
That
the
3 or 4
the
hour
state
window.
coming to say, okay, now we're gonna shut down, send all the employees home,
Mhm.
and all of this stuff. So they literally wait up until the last minute sometimes. And if you don't already have stuff, you're out there in the traffic. You're
Yeah,
out
that's the
there,
thing. Yeah.
you
By
know,
the time you
in
navigate through the traffic, I mean, you're already behind, right?
yep,
What you doing?
yep,
Let me see.
yep. I'm just putting soda up.
Huh?
Don't nobody want to come up? Y'all come on up.
Oh,
Talk
yeah,
to us.
y'all come on up.
What y'all
Come on
waiting
up.
on?
Come on, jump in the water. Don't be scared. Don't be
Come on.
scared. I
On
was
day
gonna do the
5.
splash a little bit.
Day 5, I'm having a long convo with God at that point.
Day 5. Well, some of the things.
But you know what? For a lot of people, that is the point of it as well. It's just like certain religions, they will go on like a month fast, 20-day, 30-day fast at
I think
the
she's talking
first of
about
the year.
without light.
Oh, child, we
Yeah,
gone.
yeah. I think she's talking about without
Okay,
light. Now fasting.
my bad. Sorry.
Look, so let's tie that in.
Mhm.
If you're used to fasting, and just say the lights are out,
Hi,
it's a
Grandma's turn
storm
on.
or whatever, and you got water. If you used to water fasting, water fasting can help you if you broke. You ain't got no gas money, you got no lunch money, or you really can't eat out or something like that.
Mhm.
Go on a fast,
Mhm.
man. You go on a fast. Guess what happens? You ain't spending nothing. You just get your water, whatever. What's up? What's up? I see you. So fasting can be, during hurricanes or whatever. You got some water. You only got a limited amount of food. You can fast one day, eat something next day. And the thing is, when you fast, right, you don't have that. You might want to eat up everything, but don't do it because your stomach is not going to be able to take all that because it's going to start shrinking on down a little bit. So that's a good thing. Come on up. Come
Come
on up.
on, your
Come
girl.
on in. Come on in.
Hey,
Hi, everybody.
See you.
how you doing, Cheryl?
How you
I'm
doing?
good. I was listening to you about that the hurricanes. I don't do a whole lot because most of what we get is wind and rain. Because
Okay.
I'm so far inland, so about we gonna lose power. Yeah, no biggie.
No. Things are changing, y'all. I'm just letting you know. The weather patterns and a lot of stuff is not even the same. They even talking about moving tornado alley. Um, we're looking at weather that we haven't experienced before
Mhm.
in our lifetime. And so I think the most devastating portions of this country will be places that are not used to or haven't adjusted to these conditions.
Mhm.
A lot what is norm for us, if you're noticing. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. Florida is a beautiful state. I still say the benefits outweigh the madness and the craziness that TV and media put on, but it is real. We do have we might have a hurricane back to back. I
Mhm.
was in a live yesterday, Urban
Yeah,
Urban
Urban Gardening
Garden
Chronicles.
Chronicles, and they were talking about a certain section of Georgia, right?
Mhm.
And there was an area that's beautiful.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna name it. Y'all go check out a video live, but that area got a lot of beautiful homes. It got a
Mhm.
lot of different things, but you got something that people don't know the historical background.
Mhm.
There's a river that's hidden. You can't see it, but it's called the Flint River. The Flint River runs all the way from up north from the Grand Lakes and it comes all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. Well, it goes into different tributaries, but it ultimately goes down to the Gulf of Mexico, right? But there was a flood that happened a couple of times that washed out that community. You don't see the remnants of that. But then there's also lately, for over the last probably decade or so, hurricanes. It just run right up through there, back and forth. It's beautiful through there. There's a lot of empty homes, beautiful homes. There's a lot of land for sale out there, but it's a reason. So not only look at the real estate, the sales, look at the historical weather patterns because things are changing. Now, when I was younger, Radium Springs was, oh, I said it. I'm known for doing that. But that area,
Can't help
they had a
herself.
casino. They had casinos. They had a natural water spring. They had little parks and all of that. Since then, all of that stuff has been closed due to the changing of weather patterns,
Mhm.
right? So, what I would like to encourage you, Miss Cheryl, is to learn from what we experience and other people and prepare yourself. Because my question is right now, if you were shut down and you couldn't leave, because these storms bring different stuff. Sometimes it can bring flooding, not only power outage, it can bring flooding, it could bring internet interruption, it could shut down gas, natural resources, your plumbing system, and all of that. So
Mhm.
my question is, if you had maybe 7 days of no power, and you gotta boil your water. And I don't drink it.
Mhm.
When they say boil your water, I don't even mess with it. I just leave it alone. What would you do? Like, so let's talk about 2 days in. Tell me a little bit about your 2 days in. What you'll do?
Well, I live off what I already got. I got a deep freezer. I live out
Okay.
the deep freezer. I got a grill out in the back. I got wood and I got charcoal. I'm gonna
Okay.
start a
So
fire.
Winning.
so the charcoal, the grill, the cannon is the bomb. Now, one thing you're gonna run into: don't open up that deep freezer
Yeah, not unless
because
I have to.
yeah, unless you have to. And this is the thing: when you open it up by day 3, you're gonna have water and you're gonna have a bad smell in that freezer, unless you have a way to power that freezer.
Yep.
So you're gonna have a mad cookout,
Well,
and you're gonna.
that's how it goes in our heat. We'll
Yeah, ours
put
too.
it like that.
So you in the
Yeah,
ATL? It's
yeah,
hot Atlanta. I,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, it's
exactly.
hot.
Ours too.
But everybody is not in the ATL. Some people are. It just kind of depends on where you are.
I'm
We,
just
we
That
got people everywhere.
I'm 10 minutes away from Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta. So,
I mean, Georgia, anywhere south of Atlanta, it get warm.
Hot.
Yeah, it
It
get hot
gets
during the
hot.
summertime. I'm just saying, typically during hurricane season. I'm gonna talk about hurricane season. That's what we're
Hmm.
talking about.
Hmm.
So it's not during winter because it get cold up there and that wind get to blowing. But I'm just saying, in the heat, typically when storms come, there's a humidity that
Woo.
comes with it that's not like the average day that you encounter. So you're gonna need a lot of water.
Hmm.
Let water be your friend. Stock up on as much water you can. Stock up on as if you got little battery packs. Try your best to maybe get 1 or 2 little solar panels that you can recharge it.
Hmm.
And they're not that expensive. Little things, it's just little things. Like even if you get one of the little window units, like hold on for a second. I'm gonna grab something. I'm gonna show you something. You can put in your window sill and you can be charging like your like what we buy these little devices that's probably about this small and it's battery packed so you can plug in your phone and recharge it
oh, I
and
have one of those.
you know what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
let me show you this. Let me show you you can find these little things like this. And then not only that, check out um generator batteries. Check out little small batteries, right? Little small batteries. This little solar panel, you can hook up, you can connect the batteries to it. Don't open it. Don't open it until that day that you need to. Leave it enclosed, right? And then open it up and then connect those little pigtails to the battery and sit it in the sun. And you got when the sun not out, you got battery source and you got your own little solar system. And it's kind of cool. So I'm gonna show you something real quick.
I was researching that we are entering a 87-year weather period. I believe it because I don't remember experiencing anything like this at all ever in my lifetime. David says the military admitted to controlling the weather. I
They
just
showed
read
that
this
on Good
not long
Morning
ago.
America. They showed that on Good Morning America where they shoot stuff up in the clouds to make it
Cloud
rain.
seeding, yeah,
Hmm.
cloud seeding. They've been doing it for a long time, but they've been lying about it. And now it's like we're in a time where everything is being exposed right now. Um, and at this point, it's like what is real and what is not. Everything
Exactly.
it's almost like everything that we have ever been told, it's just lies. It's just all lies. And this is why we have trust issues. This is why David said like Texas humidity. Yeah, yeah. I think Florida and Texas has a lot in common.
Oh yeah.
Um Seems like Texas has on a sweater in the summer. Yeah. And when we walk outside, it's like it'll take away the humidity will just really take away your air. Go ahead.
Yeah, baby.
Go ahead.
Um, this Michelle right here, look at this. You can sit something like this in your window sill, open up your window
Hmm.
and then or even well, I'm not me, I let it hang out like this, you know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real. I close up my window, won't let that heat in, but you don't want to crimp it too tight.
He will
But
definitely
I let
let
it
it
hang out
hang.
like this where the sun at. But then this is the beautiful thing. You can get something like this at either online or at Tractor Supply. But then you take these connectors and you can buy a kit, and they got different kinds from cigarette lighters that can connect to this. You got a plug-in that connect. You got all kinds of plug-ins that you can connect, right? And you can be very versatile with something simple as this. And this is small, but let me
Yeah.
tell you, something like this, or one or two or three of these, can power a little personal fan, or can
Mm-hmm.
recharge a battery, or say you got a USB enclosed battery where it just recharges something, right? You can recharge that right there, and you don't have no electricity, and you sitting there, and when it's hot like that, you get a little fan and you just sit there, and
That's
you
a
just be.
solar panel, isn't it?
This is a
Mm-hmm.
solar panel,
Yeah.
and you can just look at them, be creative. What a lot of times we get intimidated by solar, and we think we need these big old gigantic panels, but you got to be creative and create your own zones. One thing we learned about this off grid stuff: create your own zones. And what I
Mm-hmm.
mean by that, like if I just don't try to power the whole house, just power
Yeah.
a nice little space in your room.
Yeah.
If you want to just power your TV, or
Yeah.
you want to just power, I might not do the flat screen, but I might just get me a little TV, you know,
Hmm.
and then get something. If I want to just power my laptop or something like that, just
Mm-hmm.
get something to keep you creature comfort,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we do. So
Yeah.
we'll just get in a little section and get something enough to do our grid for that little section. So
Yeah.
you can be real creative. Who we got? Who else we got up
What else
here?
we got coming up in this thing? Auntie
What's up, Auntie
Bev,
Bear?
how
Hi, guys.
you doing?
Hi. So I had to jump on when you're talking about hurricanes because we did about 20 years of those.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
and actually when you start hearing, hi everybody, hi Cheryl.
Hey
When
there.
you first hear the warning, that's the time when we used to take water bottles or water jugs and freeze the water from the sink in there so that your food doesn't spoil, so that I'm trying to get everything quickly because I'm going to have to run, but so that your food doesn't spoil, so that you can keep your ice or whatever else you buy, you can keep that warm in your refrigerator because that's like a big cooler. So if you have enough ice blocks in water jugs, you can keep that thing cold for days. I'm not talking about what I'm thinking. I'm talking about what we've done,
See?
and it
Yeah.
worked. And
Yeah.
it worked.
You can also
So
use it and put it in one of them in a cooler to keep the food that you take out the freezer cold.
Exactly.
absolutely,
And
Absolutely.
the,
absolutely,
and one thing with what we learned, if you put everything in the freezer, take everything and put it all in the freezer, the more packed that the freezer or refrigerator is, the
The better.
longer it stays cool. So
Yep.
so just say you got a deep freezer, and it one of, like, we used to have a little mini deep freezer, and just say
right,
it's halfway full. We'll take the stuff out the refrigerator freezer and just drop it on in there, and then we'll
right,
close it up. And then
right.
that way it'll stay a whole lot longer.
And Auntie Bev, let me ask you a couple of questions before you go. You have like 5 minutes?
Yeah, yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Okay, great. So 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 let me ask. So what area were you all in? If you all don't know Auntie Bev, they have done this RV life as well. So tell us about the area that you were in and what it was like for you going through the hurricanes. Even when you were in a structure, tell us about what it was like in the area that you were living in and experiencing the hurricanes.
We were I mean, to save time, I won't try to go back and remember what year, but we were in a horrible hurricane one year. And as I hear Eco talk about what would you do if you were without power for so many days, I literally cooked on the stove uh, using a lighter. That's why it's important to have manual things. We get so caught up in having all these high tech electronics, but you got to go old school when you're trying to survive without power. And we forget about that because we've done electricity so long. So when I see all of you all doing, going back to basically the roots and talk about living, that rugged life that people called rugged back then because it was rugged back then. But now it's fun to be able to survive and have comforts when you don't have electricity. So, yes, we used manual can openers and I cooked food. And my husband was actually saying, "Where did you get that food from?" because because he didn't even know that I had cooked in a can and put
Uh,
a
okay.
skillet on top of that. So also, uh, we live close to, for you all who don't know, we live close to Fort Lauderdale, in Fort Lauderdale, when one came. And we were in a solid structure. And my husband and I literally stood at the window trying to hold together the window. It sucked our window and almost took the whole thing out. And
Really?
this is not a little window, this was a big window. We were trying to protect it at the time, but we ended up having to literally hold the window with our hands because the suction was pulling it out, just like you take a suction cup and stick it to something and then pull it off to try to plunge something. It was like that
Were
action.
y'all
And
were y'all in a mobile home?
no, we were in a brick building.
Wow.
And but you know how you're in a brick building, but if you're in like a cul-de-sac, well, the air from the hurricane, we were in the eye of the storm at the time. The air from the hurricane got up in there, and I'm telling you, it was sucking the window out. And
Y'all
we
went in
had
no
banana
mobile home.
tree. Yeah,
Y'all
I
went in
couldn't
no
hear
mobile.
you.
I said, and y'all went in no mobile home, and
No, we
y'all
were
still
not.
had issues.
We were not in a mobile home. We still had extra a well, a fairly new, I'll say fairly new brick building. And I mean, tree fell over the patio. We had giant banana spider outside, outside, and
Now we
I
have
did not.
monkeys and big lizards running around down there.
I did not go out because I was like, bruh, I do not play with banana spiders. So
I remember years ago with my dad, we went through the hurricane and down because he lived down in Homestead, Florida, down in Leisure City. And boy, the monkey jungle. Yeah, monkeys and tigers and
Everything on the loose.
everything running around there. Boy, they were
yeah,
catching boy, they were catching
yeah,
monkeys and lions and tigers all over the place. And then some of the folks talking about, come outside, let me check on you. I'm like, no, no, no,
Those be the
no,
first ones. They the first ones to
no.
get killed.
that's
I'm
right.
like, look at Tom. Oh my God, he was a good
That's
guy.
Them the ones that want to go survey. They always the first ones to go after the storms.
Man, please, man.
I'm
Hey,
gonna
I
tell
don't even
you
play
something.
around with no monkey either, man. The monkey,
I
man, the
know.
monkey will bite you, boy.
And they do.
Yeah, that's right. I want to say this really quickly though. We had a Ryobi battery. All right, because you're talking about the basic things you can get, right? We had a Ryobi battery, and we tested that battery on how long everything that we plugged in it would last. So that's how we prepare for being in North Florida now. We know that we have a few hours. Not only did we test how long that battery would last, I mean, powering like a small high velocity metal fan. And that I would encourage anybody to get because we have slept comfortably in our RV in
Mhm.
our RV using that Ryobi battery and a
Yeah.
high velocity fan, a small, not the big one, a small high velocity fan. You point it towards the ceiling, and that thing,
Circulates.
yeah, it circulates and get you comfortable enough to go to sleep. And that's the other thing. You have to know that you need to go outside anyway for sun, but you have to know that if I only have 4 hours or 3 hours of this high velocity fan, like I want to be comfortable while I'm asleep. I don't have to worry about it after I'm asleep. And then you have to time things perfectly. And that's what we did, once in the RV. But yeah, down south, when you first hear the news, whether it's fake or not, you start preparing. That's what we
Yes.
did. And don't
Now,
use up all of your things. Save some for next time.
yeah. Now, one thing you brought up that I'm glad you brought that up. The further away from the storm, the more time you have to prepare.
Right.
Take advantage of that time because what typically happens, gas goes up. And your community, all communities are totally different. They will create a gas shortage. It's really not a gas shortage. But if you think about hurricane path, they don't want to route transportation. They don't want to put drivers in jeopardy. And to shout out to all of our truck drivers out
Yes.
there, our transportation, not just
Right.
our UPS, FedEx,
Yes.
on U.S. mail, because they
Yes.
put those people in jeopardy by the stupid moves that we make, and we got to stop doing that. The panic mode. One thing you said a few things about saving. Once it's after, does not mean you binge eat everything that you stacked up on. Save some of that stuff. Another thing is when you get that warning and you know it's in Florida and you live in Georgia, go ahead and prepare. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You're in South Carolina, you're in Alabama. Go ahead and prepare. Don't rush and then buy all of this stuff. And then now you got people who may not had the funds. Just say you had a warning, you just got paid in your second check of the month, and you know it's coming in a few weeks, and you know the first is coming. And think about the people who only get paid on the first, right? Because I
Mhm.
watched this down here in Florida. We got people that's retirees. We got people that's on Social Security,
Mhm.
different benefits. They done sucked up all of the resources, right?
Mhm.
And then just say it's on the 29th, 30th. You could have got that stuff on the 25th, the 29th, and the 30th. But then you sit there and you wait till the last minute, and now the people just getting paid
Mhm.
and they don't have nothing to go to.
Mhm.
Let's be mindful about what we're doing. So when you get those warnings, go ahead and get it in. Go ahead and do it. Or matter of fact, you listen at this. If you're listening at this replay or this live, now's the time to prepare
Mhm.
Yep.
because you don't want to be out here on the road and people, man, people get crazy out here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially aggressive at the gas tanks. When it
Yeah,
comes
the gas
to
tank is bad, bro.
the one thing that I know is that you don't want to be stuck in the line with some of these people when it comes to
Yeah, we
getting
seen
gas.
arguments
We
and
have
and
seen like some stuff
fights.
get
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
really
yeah.
crazy. And we were just like trying to go ahead and get gas before things got out of hand. And that's how people were
But
acting.
now you got this point where people packing now in these
Yes.
states. These states have changed since July the 1st.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
People are packing and they're not talking and they're not arguing now.
Mhm.
And don't try to get in confrontation with people. Let them have it.
Yep.
Let
Right.
just sit, be patient.
Go
Let them
home.
have it. Miss Cheryl, you're in day two. So what you doing? You day two. What you doing? What's going on?
Meandering around, seeing what I got, make sure everything is secure. But I'm not getting any. I'm not going outside. No further than the back door. Go check on the plants and make sure maybe I got something out there to eat.
Yeah, I just gonna say I will harvest too. Yeah, next time to harvest. I'll
Yeah, I
be
might have
harvesting my
something to
butt.
eat out there. I know I got a tomato I got to go get today.
That'll
But
be
yeah,
a good. That'll be a good little snack right there.
yeah. So
And
I mean,
power. And you got
I
you got
got my water.
you got water.
Yeah, I got water. I got four things of water.
Okay. And you got stuff stashed in the basement too, ain't you?
I don't have a basement. I'm in an
Oh,
apartment.
you don't. Okay. Okay.
I got stuff in that second bedroom. That's where when I can stuff, I take it up to the second bedroom since my son doesn't
Smart.
live here.
Smart. So, Miss B, before you leave us, what would you recommend? Far as us,
For
I know them flashlight. You the one who got me with them flashlight, them wind up
yeah,
flashlight. It's
yeah,
simple, real,
yeah,
very, very affordable, simple. We still got them from probably about 6, 7 years ago.
yes. And I managed a school for a long time, so we had to have emergency preparedness plans. So what I would encourage people to do is if you know that you're going to go to Georgia from Florida, like if that's a part of your plan to go to Georgia, look at their online emergency preparedness plan. Compare that to what you have to get for your state, which is Florida for us, and then be prepared when you go there. We ran from Florida to Georgia and got up there, and I think the storm was worse there than it was in our
Hmm.
state.
Yeah.
And we thought it's going to be safer up there. We should have brought our stuff from Florida to
Which
there. Uh, yeah,
we get
I
a lot
think,
of the after effects of the rain and wind. We get
yes,
Yeah.
quite a bit of that. And my brother, I got two brothers in South Carolina. They got hit really bad. They drove over here when they said, "Oh, you need to get off," because they live right like close to Myrtle Beach.
Mhm.
They came on over here. They were over here for a week.
Yeah,
oh
inland. You want
wow,
to get as inland as much as possible because anything on the coast, you pretty much gonna get hammered.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, Another thing too, when you mention that, like one thing which was a great option for us is that when there was a hurricane in Florida, we went up to Georgia one year, and the state parks were open and they were totally free in Georgia.
Mhm.
So one thing, a lot of our state parks, some they charge, but a lot of them they don't here in Florida. But in Georgia, a lot of them they charge. But they if you had a Florida license, you could, whether you had an RV or whether you just want to visit, they had free open to Florida residents or whoever was in the path of the storm. So that may be another option that people may want to look at, especially if you're commuting or leaving the state of Florida to go up to Georgia. So that may be an option too as well. But check before you leave. Don't just assume that it's like that.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard because the path of the storm can shift and
Change.
change, just really depending on like heat, humidity, or either cold.
Pressure front.
Like it depends on so many things. So you just have to kind of do your best to
You
see
have to check out your boy. What's his name?
where it's going. Oh, right, it's Ryan Hall, y'all.
Ryan Hall, y'all.
Listen, he be so on it. He be so
Yeah.
YouTube.
accurate. We
Ryan
we watch
Hall.
him all the time since we've been RV living. That is who we have our channel on
Yep.
all the time.
Yep.
okay.
And also, our local. I have like, well, we both have our local
News
weather
break.
app, and so
Yeah.
yeah, we
Can
definitely
you
do
all
that.
drop him in the link so I want to follow
Let me
him.
see. Let me
Yeah, yeah.
find Ryan Hall. I'll
Ryan,
Like
do it.
whenever you can.
yeah, sure, 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 sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I got Ryan Hall.
So before you leave, you got any closing statements, Auntie Bell?
I you know, I'm telling you, living through those storms, it made us. I basically live with my emergency gear as a part of my decoration because I like to be I like to have my home neat, but I also like to look around and know that I can grab this 5 gallon bucket that has a cushion on top and turn it into a toilet if I need to. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Now,
So
now, now, do you
kitty
have
litter
one?
and trash bags, those are good to have.
So
Yeah.
do you have multiple like go to kits, or do you just have like just everything consolidated in one place?
Every all over. Basically, my tin can that I use is on the stove and it's a part of decoration and it has, the knife and all that stuff in there. The handheld can opener and stuff. And then also, I make bags. I sew bags and I put other things in the blankets, the tarps, all of that. So it can sit around and look like a part of decoration, but depending on the color of the bag, we know what to grab, when we need it. So
So
and
you got
and
to color code it.
well, that's a part of 33 years of being at school. We had to have red bags, emergency bags, or whatever, blue bag, whatever your code
Oh, for
is. Yeah,
medical typically, right?
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And oh, this is the real cool thing. If you have health insurance that give you the little cards to where you can go to your drugstore and get extra things, when you use that money every month, stock up on stuff like iodine, uh, you know,
Oh,
your iodine, your
Preparation H and all of
toothpaste,
that.
all of that stuff, right?
Yeah, like
And
pepper. Because it's bad when you're in a hurricane and you need that preparation H, man. Ain't nothing worse.
oh, you some preparation A.
Cause you're gonna be
Oh
eating some
my,
stuff you ain't used to eating, and you know
yeah.
it's like it was cheap at the time, it was convenient. So yeah, there's
And
nothing worse than be on fire.
you. That's so funny, but
Real,
but
it's real.
I'll try not to just laugh at you and lose my train of thought. But I definitely stuff like pink eye drops, all of that is a part of that list that you can get basically for free, you know, whether it's 150, $200 that they give you every quarter. You can stock up on that stuff and then put it in your bag and put that bag to the side, but you know you have it when you need it. You never know. Like if that window had broken out, we would have needed our first aid kit. Like
of course.
really needed our first aid kit because we probably would have been cut up. And we did spend 3 days that time without power, without anything except the charge
So
on
would
our
you do it
generator.
again? Would you do it again?
Of course, we stayed 20 years. We stayed 20 years, but I also got wiser as the years went by, you know, as to how to prepare. But yeah, I mean, you just keep water and even boiled water. You boil the water from your sink, and you can put that water over to the side in your in your linen closet because you're we don't think about it, but you're gonna need water to rinse your mouth when you
What
brush
you
your
talking
teeth.
about? What you
Hmm.
talking about? I mean,
Yeah.
brushing your teeth and practice brushing your teeth without running water. Practice. You need to practice that because water is I, out of all things that I think is so important is water, clean water. Another
Yes.
thing, have you a sink if you got multiple bathrooms or something? Have you a sink where you only wash your hands? I mean, only change the water out maybe once a day. It depends on how dirty it is. But if you're not getting all out there in the dirt or whatever, have you a place where you only wash your hands? Like put your little I put you a little vinegar in there or put you something that's going to kill some germs and then have it where you can wash your hands and don't just drain that water, keep that water because that water needs to last.
Mm-hmm.
Think about your toilets too. You know,
Yeah.
if you don't have your water shut down, have you some water. Me personally, I like the buckets because you're gonna waste water with using toilet.
Yeah.
But some people they can't go they can't stand to be around it and touch it. I don't understand that because whatever it's in you, whatever come, I mean, it's in the inside of you, you know. And if you do like this real strong in the morning, you can still smell it. So it's in you. So just understand that it's all natural, and you can use it as compost too if you don't have any other thing to do
Get
as
some
well.
sweet tomatoes.
Sweet bananas too. Some sweet
Uh,
Had to get
bananas
super
too.
sweet.
Remind me which section those tomatoes are in. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for allowing me to come on. Thank you.
Thank you
Take
for
care,
coming.
Cheryl.
Yes.
Chat,
Check out
take
Auntie
care.
Bev.
I love you
Yeah,
Check
guys.
out
check out
Auntie
Auntie
Bev,
Bev,
y'all.
y'all. So now we transition day three, Miss Cheryl. What's going on? Day three, what's going on? So now your food is starting to melt a little bit in your deep freezer. And
Well, see,
how
I
your
was
supplies looking?
save my deep freezer for last. You know, your refrigerator got a freezer. That's the first one I would go to
Okay. So
because
you
both of mine are packed though. So
yeah.
I got quite a few days of eating before I go hungry.
So now you're gonna transition to your deep freezer up top, right? And
That's the first.
you're gonna open it real quick and shut it real quick. What you think
Yep,
the first thing you're gonna grab?
chicken. I mean, I got two ham bones. I got two ham bones in the refrigerator. I grab that. I eat out the refrigerator. I got ham in there now because I just
So
went.
now
I
so
live
now
across
you
from Honey Baked Ham, so I get a ham.
oh I wouldn't even go in none of my refrigerator. I just go over to Hunter Bay Ham.
But they see
I,
they ain't got no lights either. They, if
that's what
I
I'm
ain't got
saying.
Yeah.
So
But they
I got
got some deep
I
freezers.
got my ham bones in the refrigerator right now.
Yeah, they got some deep freezers. You know, you got to do no. But let me ask you a question. So to keep your mind off of things, what would you do for entertainment?
Crossword puzzle. I
Now,
have a one phone is just for games.
okay.
Um, I have that little thing that you can charge up your phones with. You plug it in and charge it up, and it stays until you plug something into it.
Mhm.
I have
Okay.
two or three of those around the house, so I keep those fully charged.
And now to keep yourself cool during those times,
Mhm.
what would you do?
I can pretty much tolerate some heat.
Oh, you can?
Yeah,
Really?
Where you from?
originally I'm from Chicago.
And you can tolerate heat. Okay. Chicago
That's
gets warm
why
though,
I
don't it?
said I live here because it's no snow here.
Got you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, the coldness doesn't bother me, but I can't stand snow. I'm
Well,
allergic.
I know I would probably.
You're allergic to
Me
snow.
too. Me too. Me too. I agree. That's the only reason I don't. I would probably live a little bit further north, but you know, I don't like the snow, and I don't like ice, and I don't like sleet and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got my canned food plus some canned goods. I don't buy many canned goods because I go ahead and can it myself.
So, what you like eating the most out of your canned goods?
Um, I got beef and string beans and
Do you
potatoes.
do you flavor your beef before
Mm-hmm.
you? Don't it be good?
Mm-hmm.
And if it's a bone, don't it just? Oh my
Ooh,
god,
Lord.
it's something about it. And this woman can do some barbecue chicken. I mean, it's seasoned, right?
Yeah,
And
and it's
man,
tasty and oh
you
my
pick
goodness.
you pick up the bone and just fall right off that thing.
Yes,
What?
yes, yes.
What? You got
Shit,
me. You
yeah.
got me almost want to go through a hurricane
Well,
just to break
we
the
get
seal on that.
tornadoes here. We get the tornadoes here. We get the wind.
And see,
Um,
I don't. Mm-mm.
I can't hang. Now
I
see
could deal
that's
with the hurricane.
hurricane gives you a warning, but them
Yeah.
tornadoes.
They be like, you got 3 minutes to take cover.
one came through here a couple years ago and went downtown. I'm sitting on the porch and hail was just falling. I thought that I wonder what's going on because I hadn't been paying no attention to the news. Then I get back in the house. Oh, we just got hit by a tornado, and I'm sitting on the porch.
What? So now, Miss Melanie, she brought up a good thing. Let's talk about flooding. You know, some of these storms bring about flooding, right?
Hmm.
Now, flooding is something. I really pray that we don't have to go through flooding because flooding is nasty. We went through our hometown went through 100-year flood. They say about every 100 years. We lost probably about 20 some odd people in a small town. Matter of fact, Gigi, she lost several of her family members, young members, and when you get 6 to 8 feet worth of water in your house, that's a game changer.
Yeah.
That's a game changer. And we had areas of our town. Well, number one, we couldn't leave for about a week. Our grocery stores were shut down. All of our places were shut down. My cousin and a couple of us, we went around on the rescue and we found people that were like one family. Uh, Only one person survived out of the four, and they were holding on to the fireplace, the brick fireplace, and the rest of them had drowned. And we were finding people where, man, it was just a bad situation. It was snakes everywhere. I
Yeah.
didn't realize there were that many eels in these ponds in Georgia. We were finding all kinds, and the smell and the stench and the heat. It was just not a good, and you didn't want to really be in the water, but you had to deal with the water. So that flooding can be something very, very rough. Are you on the ground floor or are you on the
I have.
second floor?
I'm in a townhouse,
Oh,
so
awesome.
the bedrooms are upstairs. So where I live, it doesn't tend to flood. Now the street may tend to flood, but back in the back where I'm at, they don't flood. It doesn't flood back here.
Yeah. Well, the area here, because the flood was so great, what we had at that time, we had like three. It was in Georgia at the time, and so there were a hurricane, and then there was a. It turned into a tropical storm. It went back around South Carolina and then around North Carolina, and then there was another one that went, and it turned to a tropical depression. And they all sat there, and then one came in. And it was three tropical depressions sitting over Alabama, Georgia. I don't know if you remember that.
Hmm.
94.
94, yeah,
Yeah.
94. And we had flooding that areas that did not flood, it flooded.
Well, Chicago just had a flood last week,
Yeah,
and
I
it
heard
doesn't,
about that.
and it doesn't flood like that. But they got so much rain that it couldn't get down the sewers. And I was
I
surprised.
heard about that.
I never heard of that. And
I heard about that.
I was born and raised there. I never thought nothing about that much water. I mean, it's right on Lake Michigan, but my God.
Yeah, that's why I say the weather is not the same. And when you think about it, when was the last time you heard it flooded there?
Where in Chicago?
Yeah.
Last week.
No, I'm saying before last week.
Oh, like that, never.
That's why I'm saying, like a lot of people that say, "Oh, I'm safe, I'm good." You still need to have something, at least a little something, to be prepared to just in case, just to
Yeah.
be sure. And the worst thing can happen, you have to eat it, or you have to use it. That's the worst thing that can happen.
Yep.
So we're getting ready to close out. Do you want to leave us with anything?
Um.
I be catching you on all kinds of lies, so
Yeah.
hey, I be catching you, and I be seeing you, and I finally got me another phone, and sometimes I'll be able to be in the chat now, but I be watching, you doing your thing.
I'm trying. Like I was with J3 the other day. I told him I'm going to do better and try and put out a video at least once a week.
I think I saw that. I'm trying to remember what y'all was talking about.
What was it? It was Saturday. He does
Mine or
channels
something.
that don't have a lot of people. He
Yeah,
tries
yeah,
to get some followers.
yeah. I got you.
So
And
it was,
I think he promoted you too as well. Didn't
yeah, it was me. Yeah,
he? Yeah.
because I only have now I have 108. As Saturday I had 100.
Okay. So let's check out Miss
Congratulations.
Cheryl. Y'all check her out now. Y'all make sure you show us some support, y'all. And do me a favor, Miss Cheryl.
Mm-hmm.
Put up some content. You're beautifully seasoned. I see you, baby. And I need you
Right.
to share some of those things that you have experienced in life. It don't always have to be gardening,
No,
but share some things that you have learned and put up some content and keep plugging and don't worry about them numbers, because I'm tell you, you're gonna have blessings come to you, because after a while, by your patience and your diligence and your commitment, you're gonna see some fruits on them trees. And trust me, believe me, you will see them.
thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you coming up. You have
All
a
right,
blessed one, okay?
you too. Bye bye.
All right.
In
Take
the
care.
chat.
All right. Well, y'all, we come to another beautiful portion of Eco Nation News. I hope maybe some of this stuff you can use, but if you can't, put it in the vault, put it in the file cabinet. You might be able to retrieve it one day. So thank you all for coming through. I hope y'all have a beautiful and blessed day.
Appreciate you guys.
And any closing remarks? I need some
Stay
water.
great.
Stay great.
Bye, y'all.
Y'all stay great. Take care. Stay blessed. Family man,
Bye, family man.
over and out, baby. Take care.